often my opinion is things that people don't want to hear. Do you know what Gary Vaynerchuk said? He said something people want to hear.
Oh, I can't get a girlfriend.
You sure can. Ask out every girl you see in the world. One will say yes.
Excuse me, sorry. Would you like to be my girlfriend? Would you be my girlfriend? You guys look lovely today, by the way. Would either of you like to be my girlfriend?
No, thank you.
Would you be my girlfriend?
No.
This is what it's like for men right now getting dating advice on the internet. Let's take a look.
Let me tell you the trick to talking to girls. You go outside your house. What? You do go outside and they don't swarm you? Huh. I've never heard of that happening before. Have you checked your DMs? Nothing. That's weird. Well, next time you go out to a bar, find the hottest girl in there, walk up to her and say, hey, trust me, works every time.
I hate that.
So this is
I hated that.
this is going to kind of be the theme tonight because we
is
have
that Justin Baldoni?
No, we have a bunch of videos. Can you put up the Gary Vaynerchuk up one real quick?
Yeah.
I'll we have a bunch of videos we're going to show tonight that are just kind of indicative of how fucking terrible dating advice is for men. Not for men who are 6'4" chads who are rich. Their dating advice is accurate. Shout out to Clavicular and all the black pill guys.
You mean I don't need Jawser size?
You know,
All right.
Look, hey baby, I'm a Chad. I'm a Chad now. Because I mean, black pill is not real. That's the reason why Wheat Waffles would never dare debate me. The thing about Clavicular is he's 19. I don't know if you saw this. He did a video where somebody was showing him how status can get him attention from women, and he was like blown away at the end. He goes, "Okay, I might be wrong here. Status, it's just a function where he's 19. He just doesn't know all the things that are out there. But obviously, status works like all kinds of archetypes, going from the guy who's the busser who dates the cocktail waitress, all the way to like the college professor who ends up dating the student. All those kind of things. That's where the average broke guy, the male nurse.
Oh, I can't get a girlfriend.
You sure can. Ask out every girl you see in the world. One will say yes.
Excuse me, sorry. Would you like to be my girlfriend? Would you be my girlfriend? You guys look lovely today, by the way. Would either of you like to be my girlfriend?
No, thank you.
Would you be my girlfriend?
No.
Why not?
How old are you?
Are you sure you wouldn't like to be my girlfriend?
Positive, brother.
I love your nails.
Thank you.
Would you be my girlfriend?
No, I'm just hanging out.
I'm desperate. Would you be my girlfriend?
I'm okay for right now.
Okay. You're good. Would you be my girlfriend?
No.
No? Would you be my girlfriend? You would? Gary Lee was right.
You know what
Thank
they're
you
doing
so
wrong.
much.
I know
Lovely
what
to
they're
meet
doing
you.
wrong. They're not saying, may I meet you first?
Man, meet you. Oh, you remember? Did we play that one? Because like that was an actual pickup line. You see this one right here? I didn't mean to do these in this order, but I think it's kind of, you'll see the point here.
If I was single, here's exactly what I would do. I would do 3 photo shoots. I would have 10 different outfits split among those 3 days. I would get in the best shape of my life in the next 90 days and follow an exact meal plan and program. I would learn how to message. I would study between ChatGPT on how to message women. I would get comfortable in front of a camera so I could start sending video messages and stand out from everyone else on Hinge. I would use Hinge, Facebook Dating, Bumble, and Tinder. I would send 50 to 100 messages on each of those apps within an hour and a half a day. It's really not that hard. I would literally block out everything, shut it off, middle of the day, whenever you have that free time, an hour and a half. I would send as many as I can on each app. I would get the paid version of all of them, right? And then I would set up 4 high-quality dates a week with girls that are willing to come to me, willing to go to the type of restaurant that I like to go to set up that structure for the relationship, to make sure she's into the things that I like, and letting her know that the second date is going to be the gym or something in fitness, to make sure that it's a girl that aligns with my habits. And then I would go on dates until I found one that was compatible to me, and each date would be a practice to get better for the next one, to make sure I am my best self, not acting, to make sure I'm my best self until I find a girl that was really into me and liked me a lot. And then when I found that woman, I would like her a lot and make it a relationship. If you want my ebook on Game and Frame, then comment the word.
See, funnel marketing. What did I say?
Here we go, guys. What do you think? Now, let's be honest here. What do you think is actually going on here? Kindly, what do you think is happening here?
He's just trying to sell his.
No, that's fine. But he has some beliefs that come from somewhere. What do you think they come from?
I mean, I guess if it's a numbers game, if you ask 100 people a day something, somebody's going to say yes.
That's part of it. What do you think?
He thinks attractive women are actually on dating apps.
Okay, that's another big issue. But there's a few more. What do you think, Sydney? Let me ask you something. Was he an ugly guy?
Yes.
You thought he was ugly?
I thought he opens his mouth, yes.
What, just physically? Did he look like a skinny guy?
If he didn't open his mouth,
did he look like he goes to the gym? It looks like he goes to the gym, right? Does he look? He had a lot of tattoos, right? He looked like he was pretty tall, actually.
he could burn down to 10%.
Let's hope he's
No,
tall.
I'm just saying. No, just follow me on this. Blue, what do you think? What do you think is going on there?
I mean, he needs to talk to a girl
Yeah.
There's actually someone who could give him advice.
There's two things I wanted you to say, and you said one of them, which is clearly he's not doing this in real life because he would understand what he's saying is not effective. September, what do you think's going on there?
I'll go against the grain and say I actually think he's quite okay looking.
Yes.
So therefore, I think he's got already going for him. I think the way he approaches it is a bit of a disillusion. I think he thinks that this numbers game, I don't believe this numbers game is a thing.
Yeah. So ding, ding, ding. She got the other thing right, which is like he's a better than average looking guy. Like maybe he's not a gorgeous dude, but women are going to go out with him on a regular basis. Whereas when we're dealing with Samdeep from New Delhi, who just moved here, he's a second generation Indian guy who's 5'3", and he goes off and he does all the shit that this guy says. It won't work for him. It won't. And then the other thing we saw, we ask every girl, you say, will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my girlfriend? Where does that come from? Why is Gary Vaynerchuk saying that? Why is that? Anybody? Why is Gary Vaynerchuk saying stuff like that? Just go to every girl you see and ask him to be your girlfriend.
I guess like numbers game as well, but at the same time, like if you're gonna walk up and ask every girl, like, what else are you bringing to the table? Like, here's my bank account.
It's shotgun.
I think. Let me ask this question a different way. Obviously, what he's saying is absurd. I'm asking you, why does he think that's true? Does anybody have a guess?
It worked for him in the past. It worked for him in the past.
Like if he walks up to someone and is like, "Would you like to date me?" They're like, yes,
ding, ding,
I
ding,
would.
ding, ding. Okay, cool. So what's happened is Gary Vaynerchuk's extremely famous. Maybe you guys don't know, but in the marketing space, everyone knows Gary Vaynerchuk is like he's pre Grant Cardone, he's pre everyone. He's like maybe a little even before Ty Lopez. Like he's the originator, and the guy's got 10 million followers. And so for him, he's constantly, even though some of you ladies probably don't know who he is, he probably has hundreds of women in his DMs all the time. So in his mind, that's what the world looks like.
I have to pull the plug here real quick. Gary Vaynerchuk ended up marrying his like longtime girlfriend for a long time, and then dumped her for the new wife right now, who is and
I think she worked for him.
Yeah, worked for him, and it was like much younger, and essentially he just traded up for a trophy wife once he had millions of dollars.
So again, he has millions of dollars, and then
that might have something to do with his game.
Date someone that works for him. Like, do you understand? Like that's like, so what is that saying? So he's married. He's been married for a while. What is the thing? Like again, I like the original question I'm asking is why does he think that advice is acceptable? And let's go back to one other thing. The thing with Steven Crowder, the thing with Ben Shapiro, the thing with Patrick Bet-David, the thing with Matt Walsh. What is it, the issue that these guys have? Is that they're married trying to tell single guys how to deal with women in 2025. And no offense, because I'm a big fan of PBD. But I listen to PBD and Adam Sosnick go at each other talking about dating, and Adam is 100% correct.
Yes.
And Patrick has been married so long that he doesn't understand that the game is complete. It is the difference between horse and buggy to Ferrari. Yeah. Like that's the difference now. And they don't grasp it. We had Andrew Wilson on talking about how the clergy cannot keep up with the fact that all these changes are happening. If you guys want to see actual definable changes that have happened to the society in the last few years, read the book called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, where he goes over what happens to women after 1995 and men to a certain extent, but it affects women more. When women have cell phones through puberty, what it does to their mindset. They need validation, attention seeking. They need stimulus constantly, neuroticism. You get ADHD, all these other things that are happening.
I just think the problem is that men are not being themselves these days.
Is that what's going on?
I
they
think
need to be
just
be
yourself.
Lack of transparency.
You just need to be yourself.
Or just the lack of like romanticizing things of like being, it's like a sales pitch,
Well, it's
like,
funny you should say. This is a really good comment here. Is the guy says because all of these sales and marketing guys think that everything is just about maximizing economy of scale, reach, casting a biggest net, and you're going to take those business. The things that work for funnel marketing are not necessarily always going to work in the actual economy. I guess I would just want to tag something on there to the end of the PBD thing. Is like the problem I have with PBD is not that it would be one thing if all it was about was him being sort of disconnected from the second marketplace right now, but it's not. He gets self-righteous about the whole damn thing, and the whole thing is, well, Adam, you're not meeting the right girls in the right places. You're going and meeting these ratchet hoes down in Booby Trap, and
I've hung out with Adam. No, he's not.
Again, the reason why is because Patrick had his party days. He used to live here in Las Vegas, right? He used to have, and he thinks he's comparing his party days when he was single to what the incredible technological advancements to what we have to deal with now. No woman that he spoke to 20 years ago had anywhere near the stimulus that was provided to him, provided to them that the women do today. And so that's the reason why this is just so incredibly different. There's one reason why, like, there's sort of a glass ceiling when it comes to your content, my content in general. And that is, I have never said things that people want to hear. I only tell the truth. I say things. So I go look at the data. I look at the experience. I look at anecdotal experience, scientific experience, etc. I put it together, and then I give you guys an honest opinion. And often my opinion is we're hairless rapes. We're only interested in status initially, like things that people don't want to hear. Do you know what Gary Vaynerchuk said? He said something people want to hear. And that other guy, go on dating apps, just go up and talk to girls. This is what people want to hear. But what happens, we have another video, I'll show it to you guys a little bit, but this guy's like, this is a gay guy, and he talks to all of his straight female friends, and he goes, hey, what do all the women want? And then he goes, women all want men to come up and approach them, and then at the same time, women all think that men who come up and approach them are creepy. And it's like, have fun with that. That's what you're getting. No, what women want is really good looking guys to come approach them and not the rest of them. And what they consider to be good looking has been morphed. Just like what happens to a guy who watches a lot of pornography, his belief about what women will do and what they look like changes when women are constantly looking at dating apps and social media. What she believes a man will do also changes, unless you're kindly, in which case it's probably real.
Just read our minds. That's what we
Exactly.
want. Just read our minds.
Just read your minds.
Yeah.
Sell a course
Also,
on that.
Don't want the really good looking man to come up.
Yeah. What are we doing
Because
next?
he probably just goes up to everybody.
Oh my goodness. I love this.
Okay, guys.